Every time you walk away from an objection, you're leaving money on the table. It's time to stop. Handling objections is so much easier than most people think. But the problem is, people don't have the right mindset needed to handle objections. Instead, they just walk in and are faced like a deer in the headlight when any objection comes. Today, we change that. Welcome to Personal Growth Network Marketers. My name is Gabriel Klingman. I am the co-host at this channel. Today, we are diving deep. Today, we are diving on objections. I'm going to show you everything objections. We're going to talk about why objections are crucial if you want to grow your business. We're going to talk about the difference between an objection and a rejection. We're going to go through in detail on how you can have the right mindset to face any objection. And if you're lucky and stay to the end, I'll even throw in a couple subconscious mind commands. A lot of people blame their lack of success in network marketing because of these objections that they face. They say, oh, it's this other person's problem. They don't have enough time. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough context. They're not a people person, whatever it is, right? Everyone has their list of objections. And in network marketing, people blame their own personal failure because of other people's objections. But the reality is, if you are getting those objections, you are well on your way to success because people are giving you the time of day. If you're getting those objections, that means people are not flat out rejecting you. And this is going to go into our first point, objections versus rejections. Point one, an objection is not a rejection. We all know this, right? We all know this in our head. But when we live it out, we react as if when someone has an objection, as if it's a flat out rejection, right? And we act that way because that's how we feel. When someone says, oh no, I don't have time for this. Or when someone says, nah, I don't think network marketing is for me, or I don't know enough people to make network marketing work. What we do is we react as if it was a flat out rejection instead of facing it and saying, no, that's just an objection to work through. And the reason we do this is because we feel the same. Rejection and objection feel the same. This is because the brain has such a difficult time distinguishing what actually happens from what might happen. A real danger from a potential danger. A rejection is a real danger, right? That is something that actually happened. This has been flat out rejected. An objection is a potential rejection. It's a potential reality. But our brain doesn't know how to distinguish the real from the potential, the perceived from the reality. So if you want to get through objections, you have to remember that objections are opportunities, not obstacles. I believe that's Worre who first said that, and it is so true. If someone is objecting to you, they are giving you the time of day to say, hey, this is my issue with it. This is my hiccup. This is why I don't think it would work for me. They're not saying it won't work, and they're not saying that they're not interested. They're simply saying, I don't think it would work for me. Do you have an answer to this problem? But not all objections are equal, right? Some people get a lot of these baseline basic objections. These ones, I don't have enough time. Network marketing doesn't work for me. I don't have enough friends. We've all experienced this. So how do you get the real objections? The objections that are actually going to move the needle if you can overcome them. You do it through this one principle. Build rapport. You have to have enough rapport with someone for them to trust you with an objection rather than a flat out rejection. Point two is to build rapport. Now, Zig Ziglar is famous for saying that selling is essentially a transfer of feelings. And that works because the brain fills in the gap. The brain doesn't know all of the details of every situation and every circumstance, right? It is impossible for us to process everything that's going on, for us to know every single thing about every person that we interact with or every opportunity, right? That would be crazy. We don't have enough computing power for that. So instead, the brain fills in the gaps. If I were to say A, B, C, what do you think is coming next? D. Your brain automatically assumes that, oh, I know this pattern, I'm gonna assume what's next. If I say 1, 2, 3, and then stop, you're gonna assume the next one is 4, even though 1, 2, 3 is all I could have said. Our brain fills in the gaps, but this doesn't just work with numbers or systems. This works with people, right? This is where it gets really crazy and really fun. Our brain actually fills in the gaps when we're interacting with people. If I were to show you a picture of a hipster, your brain will automatically think this person probably likes craft beer and specialty coffee, right? If I'm going to show you a picture of a person with a cowboy hat, you'll probably think this person lives on a farm or at least wants to. If I were to show you a picture of someone in a nice sports car, you're probably thinking this person makes a lot of money. All of these things are assumptions that your brain simply fills in the gaps for. And this is fantastic for you because rapport is simply filling those gaps with trust. We did an interview with Big Al, which I'll link right up here, where we go deep into how to build rapport, but I'll go over those points here as well. Point 1, we trust people who are more like us than dislike us. We're talking religion, political party, ethnicity, career, it doesn't matter. And the more alike we are, the more likely that we trust each other. This is because the brain says, oh, I know me, and I trust me. And so if you're anything like me, I must trust you. Plain and simple. So you can hack this system by telling people 2 facts that you both have in common. These could be anything, right? It could be walking up and saying, man, Mondays suck. Or it could be walking up and saying, the sky is really blue today, isn't it? The weather is great. It doesn't matter, right? As long as you both agree and you both are on the same page, then that person instantly trusts you significantly more. The second step is to smile. This is so simple, yet so overlooked. We are literally hardwired in our brain that if something smiles, we can trust that. It's absolutely stupid. It's insane that that's how we're hardwired, but it doesn't make it any less true. We're hardwired that if someone smiles, we can trust them. And this starts as early as 6 weeks old, when a baby can't even walk, it can't even talk, but you smile at it. And what happens? He'll smile at you. So while you're talking with this person, telling them the 2 facts that you both have in common, simply smile. You will make it seem like you're so much more trustworthy. And finally, as promised, we're gonna finish off this video with the subconscious mind command. Now I learned this one from Big Al in this interview that I did with him. It's simply these 4 words. Well, you know how. That's it. That simple. You walk up to someone and you say, well, you know how. And then you just wait. Do you feel that anticipation? You know there's something coming next. Your interest is immediately piqued. And the reason your interest is piqued is because of something that our brains do. When we hear the words, well, you know how, what happens in our brain is we start to think, well, if I know how, whatever this is, and what I know is right because I am right and I trust myself, then whatever follows that statement of, well, you know how, must be right. No more proof is needed because I know how and I know that it's right. You are literally reverse engineering someone's logical thought process. Thank you so much for watching. Go right ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you got any value from this at all, I'll be posting content weekly on how you can improve yourself through network marketing.